Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to Doomlink's Life Hunts. We are in Generations Ultimate for a change. I have indeed been cognizant of the fact that I've been leaving Generations Ultimate behind. I haven't been giving it any attention. I have let it lie fallow for too long. And so here I am. Oh dear. Maybe I should set things up before going live, but you know, I always struggle to do that. I have my tea, of course. Perhaps not of course, but I'm letting you know. There is to be no uncertainty. What is that sound? Don't know what the bloody hell that sound was, but it was weird. Anyway. Sounded like it was at the top of my green screen. Some sort of crackling sound, I don't know what the fuck that was. Sounded like a strange bug. I don't know. And it may very well have been, but it's silenced itself now. The plan, obviously, is to do random hunts. Don't think there's much more to be said than that. Yeah. I'll probably pour my tea and then we'll make a start. Oh, I've got too many glasses around the place. It is the 27th of December. Christmas has passed. And I do hope you all enjoyed your time with family, or time doing whatever you do during Christmas. To speak for myself, it is generally a family-oriented 2 or 3 days. Not that I've got a big family or anything like that. I'm glad I don't have a big family. I'm not a family-oriented person myself, but I can... You know, I can engage with that for 2 or 3 days in a year. I think that's fair enough. It's always good when you push your nose down while talking so you can make yourself sound real weird, isn't it? It's very helpful. Alright, we are connecting to the servers. I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart, not just on the channel, as I'm sure you are aware, but I have been playing in my own time. I'm not actually going to talk about it at length, but I will say that I do have a recording that I did maybe a week and a half ago or something like that, maybe even 2 weeks ago by now, that I have not uploaded, because I didn't want to flood the channel with Mario Kart stuff. I wanted to at least have it be uploaded after I had recorded another Monster Hunter video, but it turned out that it was not to be an immediate process for me to record another Monster Hunter video, but here I am, I'm recording Monster Hunter, and that's lovely. I've got Lauren, Mihawk, and Nia doing something. Turns, of course, but what I mean to say is that I don't know what quest is currently on the board. Technically there isn't one, because if there were one I would have seen it. I would have seen the name of the quest if there were one on the board. The point is that I don't know what we're doing to start off with, and that is precisely what I enjoy. Oh, don't tell me it's either Alatrion or Atalkar, I'm guessing. Yeah. I don't know why, but I almost never see... Well, I guess it would be inaccurate to say almost never. That's a pretty strong phrase, but I don't see a Cantor as often anymore. I'm always seeing Alatrion. Alatrion is the purple elder dragon-esque monster. I say esque, I have to add that because the Cantor and Ukanlos quests are also purple, like a special quest. That's what they were traditionally called back in 1st and 2nd gen. Yeah, usually Alatrion's the special quest that's on the board these days. Thankfully, rather. Also happily, I guess. I haven't needed to deal with Atalkar recently, so I'm always happy with that. What would I like to use? How about Blunt Lance? I'll use a lance on Alatrion. That sounds like a strange idea. It's because it is one. I haven't lanced an Alatrion in years. I can assure you that you've never seen me lance an Alatrion. Never. I don't care how long you've been watching me. Because it's been before I was recording Monster Hunter since the last time I did it, I'm pretty sure. So we're talking like 8 years minimum. So, let's do it. Long time no chat indeed, Potato. Welcome. Don't really know what I'm doing with my inventory here. I don't really need to organize all that much. I suppose ensuring that no, I have no need for nullberries actually, so ensuring that I have nullberries for an Alatrion hunt under these circumstances is totally unnecessary. I think we are good to go. Yeah. I don't actually know. I'll get some cool drinks, how about that? You never know how long this hunt will take. What I can say is that my DPS is going to be pretty low. But I'd rather do something different than have optimal DPS. Have I gun-lanced an Elatrion? I think so. But that would be another example of a weapon type that I just never use on Elatrion. I have a vague memory of having used it in 3 Ultimate maybe last year against an Elatrion, but I have a very clear sense that I haven't used a lance on an Elatrion in a very long time. It just doesn't cross my mind. I believe that the lance that yes, the weapon that I first used to fight my first Elatrion, and that was a bit redundant to say first twice, but the weapon that I used in my first Elatrion hunt in Tri was the Barroth lance. So strangely, fighting Elatrion with lance is sort of returning to my roots in a weird way. I don't know why. That's why I was so enamored with lance back when Tri came out. It was because of the triple fucking counter. I was using my first. I must have been using lance while going through high rank in Tri, because the first weapon that I used on a Devil Joe, as in a proper Devil Joe hunt, as opposed to being invaded by a Devil Joe and running for my life, was the Lagiacruz lance. And then my first one for Elatrion was the Barroth lance, so I must have been mostly using lance at that time, and again, I'm not surprised. Lance was so fun in Tri compared to Freedom Unite and all the games that preceded that. Although I'm sure some would disagree, but particularly the old guard that still advocate for what can only be described as terribly primitive weapon controls and weapon capabilities, etc. Yeah, I was really impressed with Lance and how they improved upon it. Everything. What the fuck was that about? I don't appreciate that. I can really live without that sort of glitchy behavior on the part of the Elatrion. I didn't go for a counter there because fuck off. I don't like the timing on the counter in this game. It's terrible. I mean, it's so easy to not go for the full charge. It's really easy to do that. Hello, Beta. Haven't seen you in a while. It's really easy to just pull out the shield in what could be described as a partial counter, where you're not actually going for an attack, you're just pulling the shield out briefly. It's so much easier to do that in the older games. In this game, I think it's possible. It's just I'm constantly having issues with that. I'm always accidentally charging with my weapon, which is really not what I'm looking for. Enraged Guard, I'm sure I'll be able to use correctly. I just need to find the opportunity to use it. I don't necessarily need it to be a really damaging attack, just as long as it's not something stupid like, I don't know, Elatrion turning around and dealing what would be a knocking the hunter on the hands and knees with almost no damage sort of attack. That would not be very good for Enraged Guard. Well, a chance to sleep is always a good thing, Potato. Not everyone spends their Christmas sleeping, but provided it's a... I think everyone would agree that the Christmas period is an opportunity to rest and recover from the year's woes, unless you work in hospitality, in which case it's very much the opposite. And I'm happy to be out of that environment now. I used to be in that. I used to work in a restaurant and things were busier because I worked in a very prominent location in Sydney, and what that meant was accommodating for all of the tourist activity during that period. So yeah, literally you were working harder over the Christmas period rather than taking time away from it all. So that was the situation. I'm glad to be out of that now. It sucks. When you're in it, it's fine, but when you're out of it, you realize, wow, that sucked. As you can see, DPS is not amazing for me at the moment. Oh dear, I think I got hit by the head. Well, I'd love to find an opportunity to use Enraged Guard, but the worst thing is using Enraged Guard not being hit. You don't want that to happen. It's no fun at all. That's exactly what I wanted. Now you can see that it's not the best attack that I could have blocked there. I think that was pretty good. But I think the red lance, like the red charge, is the ideal one. That's my recollection of it. You're going to need to try a little harder than that if you're going to flash bomb an Elatrion out of the air in this game. You're going to have to try a lot harder than that. Wasn't even a good try. It's more like you registered your intention to have something done about the fact that the Elatrion was in the air, but you certainly didn't seek to do anything about it. Yeah, no, I'm not doing corkscrew jab, not worth it. I can fucking do it now, though. If you're going to give me that much of an opportunity, I can't exactly ignore it. And that would be irresponsible of me. Now, what happened there was that I ended up just having a super... well, a really poorly timed counter to an attack that ended up being cancelled, and then I successfully countered the roar. That's basically what happened there. You know, I have been taking this hunt reasonably seriously, but if we're just going to fail it, I'm not going to be happy. Not at all. Oh, fuck off. Well, that's exactly what happens, isn't it? I'm sharpening. I can't help it, can I? Maybe my thunder resistance is pretty bad or something. No, I'm definitely not a masochist. Look, what happens is you just... when you're in a frustrating situation, you live with it, don't you? It's going to be a whole lot harder for you if you sit there feeling sorry for yourself the whole time, see? You put your head down, you do it, and you do the job, but... when you're out of it and you're no longer in that do-or-die situation, you realise, well, that was shit and I'm not going back there. It's no fun at all. My lance? Yeah, it looks alright. It's one of those lances that you just wouldn't use unless you were playing a game that had bludgeoner. You just wouldn't do it. In terms of its stats, it's pretty good. Holy Protector Lance. You can see that that is a bona fide bludgeoner weapon right there. Now, if we're going to have a Elatrion put on the board again, I will take my leave. I certainly do not have time for further Elatrion ventures. Yeah, that's what I was supposed to do, wasn't it? I was supposed to check my thunder resistance. Just based on what I have equipped, I can tell it sucks, you know. You've got Kushala and a Cantor. So it's not going to be great. Let's have a look. No, -6 isn't as bad as I was thinking, but it's still pretty bad for Elatrion. So notable, Hyper Hermitor. Well, thank you for posting something that is not quite as insufferable as Elatrion in this game. I don't like Elatrion in this game at all. I'm not a fan. Never have been, actually. A friend of mine really hates Elatrion in this game. Has quite a few choice words to direct to Elatrion of Generations Ultimate. What would I like to use? I'm going to try and not say that all the time. Thunder, obviously, but I don't have... at least I don't think I have... Blunt Thunder Dual Blades, and it would appear that I'm correct about that. What's this? No, I don't want Demon Dangle. Boozy Beaters, Heavenly Dangle. I've got far too many joke weapons in this game. Alright, well my only... okay, how about we don't use... no, I want to use Element. So... I'll bring the Suzuka Akuro, yeah. Still used to it being called Suzuka Takamaru from the older games. They've called it Akuro here. I'm sure Takamaru still appears in one of the upgrade levels as a name. Just, yeah, it's not the max upgrade anymore, so you don't see it. That is the point. A bit of Weakener might help us out. I still don't really know truly what Weakener does. I mean, you can guess at what it does, I'm sure. It's just I don't know exactly what it does. I'm assuming that it lowers the maximum health of the monster, or the overall health of the monster, but by how much I have no idea. I don't know why this guy is using the gold and silver dual blades against Hermitor. That is odd to me. Where are we? We're actually pretty close to the monster, closer than everyone else. So we'll be soloing at least for the start. Good day. Large crab with shell on back. I didn't realize that it gave a chance for the monster to be smaller than normal. That's very interesting. The hitbox is so different with that attack. The body slam in 2nd gen, you'd better believe, would have hit me from that distance. Without a doubt. Wouldn't have even been close to me avoiding it. I make the comparison because I've been playing a lot of 1st and 2nd gen for quite a while now. Almost no 4th at all. Don't need to be comboed here. Really don't have much of an interest in that. I'm gonna ask you to maybe fucking stop. Can you believe, I can't, but can you believe that I still don't have Bloodwind 3? It's pretty shocking, isn't it? Just goes to show that I never intend to unlock specific hunter arts. I just unlock them by chance, by completing quests, and then, you know, if I happen to not have completed a quest somewhere down the line, and it would unlock a fairly useful hunter art, I'm therefore sitting here at Hunter Rank 999, having to settle for a level 2 hunter art for something. Something like Bloodwind, which is probably one of the main hunter arts of the game, honestly. It's very well known, and it's a very good one. It's very useful for dual blades, because if you're in a position where you don't have much charge on your dual blades, you can just go into demonized mode and whip out Bloodwind, and you'll automatically, provided you're not being retarded with it, find yourself at maximum charge. That is the situation. Even though you're hyper, I really don't think you're going to last. I think this team is dealing quite a bit of damage. I don't know why I'm trying to break the claws, but I feel like it would be helpful. To someone. It's always nice to return to this game every now and again. Oftentimes when I come and play this, I don't fully appreciate it. But I appreciate it, yeah. In this moment I am appreciating it. Frustratingly, I didn't get the chance to get all of my Bloodwind damage out. This is where damage starts getting pretty heavy. Oh. Hi, Casper. You are Florin, which is good to know. I wouldn't have remembered that. Oh, I think that's a capture, is it? Whenever someone drops a trap towards the end of the hunt, you had better believe that one of the 4 hunters, I don't care what group you're playing with, they're going to whip out the tranks and just go for the capture. The person who threw the tranks, I can only hope, was the guy who posted the quest. If not, then they are presuming that capturing is somehow desirable to the person who posted the quest. One shouldn't make such assumptions. Hello, Tech. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. That walk is 4th gen's answer to the fact that crabs do not have a limp. So, yeah, crabs do limp properly now. As well as that, you can pitfall trap them, which is fucked. I'm pretty used to 4th generation Monster Hunter, but it still looks pretty fucked up when you're pitfalling a crab. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look right at all. Yeah, so even though it's a... that's pretty funny. The person who ended up receiving the gifted sub was... is my only moderator, actually. So, there you go. I can't remember who posted the last one, so I've been told that it's in order from player 1 to 4. But yeah. As far as it being a random sub, it's still... I believe it's still a full subscription to me, it's just you've chosen to give it to someone else. Because I believe you've already subscribed, Florin, which I appreciate. So another gift sub is very much appreciated. Or another subscription by way of a gift sub is appreciated. Another one. Thank you for this. Well, I'd still be interested in getting Bloodwind 3. I hope it's not my turn. You people assume that I know who posted the last one. Okay, it wasn't Ridian. Ridian, I guess is his name. A perfectly fine name. Seems to have been inspired in its conception and whatever else. I'm missing something in my inventory. Nullberries. Not that I'm really in need of them, but I do like to keep everything at max in my... and then I get all these nullberries. Well, I guess I don't have to worry about running out of those anytime soon. What is going on? This is very dysfunctional. We have been told the order in which people are going to post, but I don't know who posted the last one, you have to understand. And it seems that there is a collective confusion. Lord post please, no. Skip. I had a feeling it was me. But... oh, it must have been Nia. Okay, Nia must have posted last. Well, I didn't know. I really had no clue. When did I become the host of this room? It must have been when that person left. Ah, we don't have to worry about doing a Latreon. Because the person who posted it last time threw a little fucking tantrum and left, which is actually great. I don't want to do a Latreon. A bed of sand. Well, this is going to be fun. It's a Huntathon with 3 hyper G-rank monsters, which... is there a common elemental weakness? No, there's not. At least not a decent one. If I knew the secondary and tertiary weaknesses of all monsters, maybe I would be able to say something like, they're all partially weak to thunder, with Tigrex being primarily weak to thunder. Well, I couldn't say that for sure. I don't know what Glavinus is weak to outside of water, and I don't know what Barroth is weak to outside of fire. So there you go. Water seems fine? Nah. No! I would rather bring... no, not that. Interestingly enough, the sets are the same in their name, but... well, actually, no, I just wanted Pierce. This is... the L stands for light bowgun here, and then the L here stands for load up. Or load, I guess. But I did just want the standard Pierce set so that I may equip Hoi, which is a source of great pleasure for many people, I'm sure, whenever I equip it, because I get to say the name, which is Hoi. There's no other way to pronounce it, I'm sorry. If anyone takes issue with that pronunciation, they're just going to have to live with it. Life goes on, as Fergie would say. Why did I just say that? Anyway, the point is that you're not going to use load up with this, and that is not actually the point. The point was that it's called Hoi, and then to move on to a different point, you don't want to use load up with this bow, because that would be dumb. That would be redundant and unhelpful. Hell yeah, raw. Hell yeah. I could have brought exhaust coatings, but why the fuck would I do that when they are hyper monsters? Exactly. Alright. I'm in the secret area, but I don't have pickaxes as I recall, no. Oh well. I've missed out, haven't I? It just so happens that I don't need anything. So it works rather fine for me. We will naturally be starting with Barroth, which is always a pleasure to hunt. You don't get to fight Barroth all that often in Generations Ultimate. No one really needs him for anything, and I don't even know if he's a key quest. He may be a key quest, but when are you doing the HR9 key quests for someone, really? Maybe some people do it often, but I don't. The last time I was doing that was when I was doing my... whatever it was called. Joke Weapon Roulette series. At the outset, or the genesis of the series. Where, can this crab get a life? Fucking irritant. Oh, I missed my arc shot entirely. It didn't even partially make contact, it's completely missed. I'm quite happy to settle for a level 3 charge on this bow, by the way. Because it's Pierce level 5 on charge level 3, and then Pierce level 4 on charge level 4. So, yeah, I've talked about it before, I don't really want to get into the specifics of how this bow works, but as far as which one ends up being more damaging, I don't know. I suppose the variable would be your angle of impact with the arrow on the monster, and how far the arrow can travel. That would be your determining factor. In other words, there is no correct answer. There is only an estimate as to what would be more likely to be most effective. I apologize for the camera doing what it just did. Fucking motion sickness. Oh shit. My green screen is partially visible. Not that any of you would have noticed. It is now no longer partially visible. It is entirely invisible, which is what I would like. If I had to think about it, that is what I would prefer. Notice how I don't have triple volley 3? Fuck me. I do think I have triple volley 3, you know? Just don't think it's equipped. I seem to recall that I did get triple volley 3 at some point. Like maybe a year ago. Oh yeah, that's right, I am playing 4th generation Monster Hunter, I really should be trying to power shot. If anyone sees me not power shotting, and is like, does this guy even know how to use bow? This guy knows how to use bow. It's just that he's not used to playing in 4th generation these days, so the thought doesn't even cross my mind to press an additional button for a continuation to the combo. It doesn't cross my mind. It's a fucking sound again, it's a weird sound, I don't like it. It's like there's a creature behind my green screen, and when I don't mean that as a joke, I literally think that there is a creature behind my green screen. It's making a weird noise. So I'm gonna have to inspect it later on. Shut up, what the fuck you... Just shut up. I don't know what's going on with you, but it's off-putting. It's like this, I don't even know how to describe it, it's almost like a... Ugh. I don't know how to describe it. You know the almost clicking sound? Like, if you ever kill a moth, or harm a moth, it makes almost like a clicking sound. It's like that. I don't like it at all. I have to fucking work out what that is. Anyway, let's not distract further from the hunt. And don't harm moths, by the way. They're pretty nice. I like moths. And that Cephalos needed attention. Whoa! That was a pretty stupid idea for me to roll in that direction, but it didn't end up being a problem. And he is returning to his starting zone. That's the funny thing about 4th generation Monster Hunter. See, he's using the... Like, those dual blades he's using there are the ones that I use in Freedom Unite for my Thunder dual blades. There's this repetition of weapons. In fact, in the last hunt he was using the Punishment Blades, or whatever they're called. Corpse Blades, I can't remember what they're called. I think Punishment Blades is what they're called in Freedom Unite. The Gold and Silver dual blades. Gold and Silver dual blades really are the best fire dual blades in every single game. Like, the only ones where they're not the best fire dual blades are the ones where they do not appear. I think they were also in Portable Third. I don't remember though. I know they weren't, of course, in... They were not in Tri, because Gold and Silver were not in Tri, but... Yeah. I try not to use them in every game. What is the next hunt? It's Tigarex. So we should be starting over here. It is a guess. Oh, we've got a Frenchie in here. Mihawk is a French guy. Okay. Quite appropriate, actually. I was thinking it was just someone who had named themselves after the One Piece character, and they may very well have named themselves after the One Piece character, but they are actually French. That would make sense that he has some sort of affinity for a French-inspired character. Alright, we'll do power shots now, okay? Can this Apsaros just not? I'd be very appreciative of that. It's a bit dangerous to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. There you go. That ended up being pretty rewarding. I'm happy with that. This, of course, is for 2nd gen players, I suppose equivalent to a Tigrex that would be 1 level above G rank. Much stronger than any Tigrex that would appear in 2nd gen. Hits like a fucking truck. And also never gets tired. Never slows down. Probably shouldn't have done that. That was a bit cheeky of me. Perhaps it would be incorrect to refer to this as a level above G rank. What I really meant by that was, when I say 1 level above G rank, I mean, let's say the difficulty of high rank to G rank would then... Whoa! Would then make it so that this was an equivalent level above G rank to that of high rank 2G, but I wouldn't say that's the case for this. For level 140 guild quests, that would be the case, absolutely. That's a full level above G rank, whereas this might be G rank and a half or something. Oh, I have a small green visitor that has attached itself to me. A small green flying creature. I don't know what they're called, but they're shaped like a leaf. I don't know if you can... No, you wouldn't see it because it's green. I've got a green screen active, so you're not going to see it, but... Hello. Try to get him on my finger. Come on. Oh, he's not interested. Okay, well you can stay there, that's fine. I like these guys, they're quite nice. Although I don't really want you in my hair, that's not desirable. I also don't want you on my face. I don't want you in my hair or on my face. And I think that would be an understandable preference. Come on, man. No. He's very smart, he doesn't want to get on my finger. It's not like a lady beetle. Lady beetles just go straight on your finger, but this guy... Yeah, he's not impressed. This must look so ridiculous, because it's not like you can see anything. It's getting closer and closer to my face. This is ridiculous. Alright, fine. You do what you want. At this stage, you do what you want. And... Oh my god, this is so stupid. It's one of these things, isn't it? I just don't want it to crawl under my shirt and do all that. Oh, it's flown away now. That's what was making the noise. Okay. I've figured out that, oh, well, I'm glad I contributed to the killing of the Tigrex towards the end, or the Tigrex, as I need to try and force myself to say. But yeah. I've got nothing against those things, it's just I don't want it under my bloody clothes. And crawling around on my skin, you know? I don't think that would be appealing to most people. Our next hunt will be Glavinus, and I think he will spawn in this area as well. I believe. That is the sound of my teapot knocking against my Shime chalice. Which, yeah. Need to put those away. I've got 2 chalice glasses sitting on my desk. From prior beer consumption over Christmas. Hello, snow. Just out of range of the roar, which is what we want. Where is that trap? What? Someone put a trap down. At least I thought someone put a trap down. Seems like that did not take place. I don't know what the ping was for. I could not have actually imagined there to be a different reason outside of a trap being placed for a ping to have taken place, but apparently some guy just pinged for fun. Maybe I'm playing with Linux. Which is a reference that some of you would understand, because I did record a video with him, but... Yeah, Linux, who plays Freedom 2, he pings incessantly. And without pause. It's like this full form of communication that takes place through pinging people in a hunt. It's quite funny, but borderline infuriating as well. At least for me, who generally doesn't like pinging in hunts. Oops. I got another follow from Burn Blue Barn, who followed me like 2 years ago and has now followed me again. Thank you. I'll probably line myself up for a triple volley here. Just fucking do the bloody hunter arm. There you go, that was pretty good. I'm happy with that. What I could have brought for this hunt was the Absolute Bow. Or Absolute Bow Gun in this case. It's called the Absolution Bow Gun, actually. It went from Absolute Bow to Absolute Bow Gun, and then to Absolution Bow Gun. That's from Freedom Unite to 4 Ultimate to Generations Ultimate. That was the naming evolution. You can see that I'm pretty comfortably getting by without any dash juice. I don't know why I'm not using dash juice. Apparently I'm feeling like conserving it at the moment. I do think I'm starting to run out. I had so much dash juice for so long, and I think I'm finally running out, so I'd like to be a little more selective with when I use it. If it doesn't feel entirely necessary, then I won't bother. As far as how much dash extract I have, I really don't know. I think my concern is a lack of well-done steaks. I think that was what I was worried about. The reality is that the Mega Dash Juice I had, and still have, was not really made or combined by myself. It was just given to me by the Capcom guys who decided, for some reason in this game, to give a shitload of free stuff to everyone in these DLC item packs. It's just insane, like 500 Mega Dash Juice for free. Just take it, guys. I mean, what is that? I'll fucking use it, but what kind of babying is that? It's a precursor to Rise is what it is. How do we take a game that's still fundamentally rigid Monstander, but make it so that people can feel babied? Oh, we'll just give everyone free shit. And then in Rise, they literally incorporated that mindset into the game itself, which was nice. That's not to say that you get a lot of free shit in Rise, I'm just saying that you're basically treated like a fucking infant. And, yeah, that is the long and short of it. Saw I'm back? I didn't go anywhere. I think it would be more appropriate to say that you're back. I haven't gone anywhere. But yes, welcome back, Blue Bar. So I'm back. I do not recall taking a holiday at any time. Why are you guys going that way? What's happened? How have so many people managed to forget where a Glavinus goes when it's weak? Whatever. And I did detect a bit of uncertainty in Nia as well. Let's go for the kill. If some dick drops a shock trap and tranks it anyway, I'll be pretty upset. Don't have time to wait for people to place bombs. I've got a Glavinus to kill. Thank you. Alright. No, it is definitely the case that I don't record as often as I used to, which resulted in a material hit to my viewership, but whatever. Turns out with live streaming, it's less about what you stream. Well, I guess how you stream. It's less about how you stream and more about how frequently you stream. And then I guess what you stream. But anyway. Is that an Ahegal Deviljho? I could have gone my whole life quite happily never laying eyes on an Ahegal Deviljho. Really. But thank you for that. This woman's wearing a skin-tight suit, putting it on display for me, which is much appreciated. I'm not used to getting all these rewards, it just feels wrong. At the moment I'm used to first gen rewards. We could have done this exact same quest in third gen, in first gen. This exact same quest in first gen. I understand that there's no real equivalent to it in first. But if this quest did exist in first gen, I maybe would have gotten 6 rewards. So, like 6 slots occupied or populated in the item box. That's basically what it would have been. So, yeah, seeing all that shit is like, it's like Christmas time. Oh wait, it is Christmas time. It's not though. It's now the 27th where I am. So it's not even remotely Christmas. You could possibly get away with referring to the 26th as Christmas. But the 27th, no. What's going on? Ridian says, to a Cantor, but out for sub. I don't know if this guy is speaking English, attempting to speak English, or is in fact speaking a different language entirely. But I don't understand what the fuck he's trying to say. Anyway. That was far from a smooth moving of my visual appearance across the screen, but it's fine. Today is Zayek's birthday, but unfortunately he left Hunsterverse. At this stage I do think he just wants attention. I don't think he would actually leave Hunsterverse temporarily except to get attention, so I really don't care at this stage. Blunt gun lance. I haven't really made blunt gun lances actually, now that I recall. How about I use this? I mean, it's my one blunt gun lance apparently. It's appropriate for blunt because it has only a tiny amount of sharpness at the high levels. See this? It's almost no white or blue, so you're in green pretty quickly. That is the idea behind it. I will use this. Is there anything that would be... I'm sure I looked at this in the past, but yeah. That triple slot need not be populated with anything because it would contribute nothing to my skills. That is the reality. Oh, you interpreted sub as meaning a sandwich. Well, it's possibly the case. Eating a Subway sandwich. Just say sandwich, fuck. No Hunter Arts equipped is not a happy sight, so I will go and remedy that. Hopefully as quickly as I am able. What's happened? I mustn't have equipped Hunter Arts for this armor set. In fact, that is most certainly what has happened here, so let's fix that now. What the fuck is this? AA Flare. Since when have I had this? Combats aerial targets with great firepower using the installed anti-air module. An anti-air module, okay. Begins by unloading a full volley into the air and quickly follows up with Wyvern's Fire. Well, they call it Wyvern's Fire, do they? Okay. Sorry, I've been calling it Wyvern Fire? Like a fucking pleb. Blast, Dash, and Dragon Blast is what I typically go with. In that order for some reason. Register set, Blunt Gun Lance, there you go. That's a whole lot more agreeable to me. Now, I don't know what Zoak's doing. He's a confused young man. If he's even a man. No, wouldn't go so far as to call him that. He's a confused youth. Moxie's a little unnecessary. It's a Hunter Art that locks in your heat gauge. Well, it does say that it incorporates Wyvern Fire into the combo, which begs the question, does that mean that if your Wyvern Fire has already been shot, you basically get a second one? And if you haven't shot it, does it consume your Wyvern Fire that you would otherwise shoot off? I don't know. Maybe you can tell me, because I haven't got a fucking clue. So, we shall be fighting a Cantor. Mihawk has disconnected. He actually did disconnect. He didn't leave because something happened. He ended up leaving because he disconnected. So technically you could say something did happen, and what happened was he disconnected. I don't really know if that was necessary for me to clarify that, but in fact I know that it wasn't, but I'm saying it anyway. I do tend to confuse. That is my specialty. Oh god. The camera is doing funny things. Now, of course, for the avoidance of confusion, I will say that I'm not at this stage receiving any additional damage from bludgeoning, the armor skill. But I will once I hit green sharpness, which will come shortly. Okay. Very well. Feels good to use a gun lance against this monster, though. Actually, no, it doesn't. I'm always using gun lance against this monster in Freedom 2, so... well, gun lance doesn't feel quite the same here as it does in Freedom 2, so really I should just follow my gut instinct. I wasn't lying when I said that it felt good, so what the fuck am I talking about? Was the mere concept of using a gun lance enough to put me off? Because it physically feels different to that of Freedom 2, so therefore it is enjoyable. Shut up, large Tigrex dragon thing. Silence yourself. Oh, I see. If you haven't fired off a Wyvern Fire, then you don't fire it off with the AA, whatever the fuck. The Alcoholics Anonymous fucking Hunter Art. Actually, I should probably do my Wyvern Fire. I'm just not in the habit of doing it. So damage right now, keeping in mind that the default here is 270, my damage is now 313. Raw, of course. No, not raw. Of course it's raw, but what I meant was true raw. So that's pretty good in conjunction with what I believe to be like 50 blast, is that right? Yeah, 50 blast and 313 raw damage, so pretty good. I'm happy with that. I'm sure you could technically have better gun lances than this, but it's just a fun way to do it. Oh, sorry, Snow, you did ask if you could join before. You are perfectly welcome to join. There is a free spot in this room. It is a standard turns room, and yeah, just random people that I'm hunting with right now, so if you can find the room that just says turns and I happen to be in it, then you found my room, so there you go. I'd like to do Dragon Blast, but I'm not going to be... Well, no, this is an appropriate opportunity to use it. Except that I'm... Oh no, I didn't end up taking a hit there. I resisted the flinch from the roar, but fortunately I was outside of the range of the actual harmful... I didn't want to say range twice, I guess the harmful reach of the roar. I wonder what that fucking sound is. It turns out that it wasn't the small creature that was crawling on me before. It's something else. It's a different creature. There's definitely a creature. Just not that one. Feels like something munching. It's definitely munching something. Maybe it's a very large spider having lunch. Yeah. That could be what's going on. It wouldn't be unusual at all. Let me get my charge up. Yeah, there's a spider eating behind me in a very audible fashion, and I don't like it. I have to go and have a word to it. I can hear it masticating. What's ID? I don't really know how to help you, mate. If you need to search through the ID, or what I will tell you is that there really aren't that many people playing right now. So you should be able to find it. Just search halls based on an HR minimum of 13, and you should be able to find it. It's just called turns. Why has Rydian... Rydian, you miserable dick! I've never seen such pathetic behaviour in all my life. He exited via subquest because he has such little confidence in the team. And more like lack of confidence in himself than lack of confidence in the team. He doesn't want to risk failure, he's just going to end via subquest. That is sad. There shouldn't even be a risk of failure here, quite frankly. I'm glad that Nia is persisting, and he should be, because he's using Pierce, which means that this is not going to last much longer. Cannot believe what that guy just did. He's probably going to leave after that too. I can imagine. Admittedly, I have seen such impertinence before. But well, that was a bit weird. Did you see that effect that just slid across the ground? That looked awful. It's not meant to look that way. In case you wanted to know. Good flash bombing. Well, I technically got a pretty weak Wyvern fire out there, but fine. You can live with that. If you want to know who's doing more damage, me or Nia, I think it's pretty obvious. It's certainly not me, so... Yeah, again, it's not going to take too long to get this done. Probably another 3 minutes would be my guess. That would be my guess. You can see that even after having shielded that attack, I have been given the debuff of defense down. The reason why I'm not sharpening up here is so that I can drop to orange and then sharpen up to green. I don't want to sharpen up to blue or white. I have no desire for that. Whoa, that tail moved me really far. In case you hadn't noticed it. I do have defense down right now, which is fairly dangerous. My defense is 401. Fucking hell, it's like gunner defense. It's worse than gunner defense, actually. Now, I don't know if you're mini, Snow. If you're mini, then congratulations for having made it in. If you're not mini, then I'm sorry that it was such a difficult task for you to get in. Well, that's what happens when you're too busy reading the fucking chat. And that's also what happens when you have defense down. Now, the behavior of that guy who ended via the subquest is so self-serving and so self-centered that, quite frankly, I'm not going to continue hunting with him. Okay, so Snow is not the person who just joined, which means that I have no reason to stay in the room. The reason... Look. Not only do we have to deal with the fact that there are only two of us, which means that as individual hunters we are more likely to be targeted by the monster, there is less damage being done to the monster, so the quest is going to drag on for longer. So that guy choosing to end via subquest is going to raise the chances of failure. And quite frankly, there wasn't much of a chance of failure prior to that point anyway. Waste of space is what I'm going to call him. How do I go... Yeah, okay. Forward. How do I go backwards through the... Shit. I wanted to say you waste of space. That's fine. I think that communicates my feelings quite accurately. What a dick. Fucking ending via something. I'm sure he'd feel quite vindicated if I said, oh no, we failed, but the reality is that half the reason why we failed is because he wasn't there. Had he stayed in the quest, we could have very easily killed that thing before it was able to kill me. Now, admittedly, I was distracted and had defense down. I should have paid more attention to the fight, but still. that's shit. So... I suppose I'll make a room then, seeing as though there are 2 people who want to hunt. G rank. HR minimum 50, I guess. My chroma key is not looking too great. I fixed that up. Unfortunately at the expense of my arms, as you can tell. But whatever. It is a necessary evil. Better that than having some weird static outline behind me. Mier has joined. Hello, Mier. Hope you will forgive me if I don't have a hunt immediately for you to join. You get this sometimes with the higher ranked people. They'll sort of enter the room, expect something to be posted immediately, and as soon as they get a sense, if they get so much as a whiff of there not being a hunt to engage with immediately, they will move on. Oh, you're... Mia Blue Barn, I'd forgotten. I am HR1. Snow, with the greatest of respects, at HR1, there's nothing for you to do with me. There's nothing for you to hunt with us, because we're not doing HR1 quests. That would completely nuke the standard of this recording, and I'm not going to do that for your benefit. Sorry, not sorry. My advice to you would be to find a group to raise your hunter rank with, and then come back another time. Not necessarily come back to the live stream another time. Oh, okay, I will go. As in, leave the live stream. I've got nothing against you personally, it's just that I'm not gonna fucking... I'm not gonna do Hunter Rank 1 quests, sorry, man. You'd be doing very well for yourself to find someone streaming the game at G rank level who would be willing to just do HR1 quests of a random viewer. That would be quite a shock. Well, I've made the room, but I don't know if we can expect anyone to join anytime soon. I literally made the room with the assumption that this guy could hunt at G rank level and couldn't, so... What I'll do is I'll wait for about 2 minutes. If no one joins this room, then I will go and look for a room of... Well, there you go. Kuhaku. What is... Ugh. Ew. It's a decent enough set. Oh no, it's such a basic set. There is nothing about this that relates to Gunlance at all. It's a me do damage armor set. With Atulkar weaponry. Oh. I have to hold in my lunch. And Morrow. Alright, P3. I hope you can forgive being skipped, Blue Barn. I did, at that moment, make the assumption that you didn't need anything. If you do need something, then let me know. I'm a little bit annoyed about that previous failure, but whatever. I can partially blame that little dick ending via subquest. Can't believe it. Look at those giant plaits coming out of the back of that helmet. Oh my god. They're rigid. Backwater battle. Now, I'm not really in the mood for this, but sure. I might use Sword and Shield. I don't know what is possessing me to use a Sword and Shield against a Diablos, but I suppose what is possessing me, or what has inspired me to do this, is the desire to do something that I almost never do. And that is indeed to use the Sword and Shield against this monster. I never do that. Oh, fuck. This is not appropriate at all for that. Okay, well... I see Axar then. What's going on with this set? Attack up small. That is what I usually have, okay. Very well. Icy Axar. I can live with that. Ah, yeah, you're right. You're right. He mentioned sub before, didn't he? He just wanted to do the sub quest. Well, this is the thing. Sub can mean so many things. That can mean, you know, less than a specific time, so sub 5. That could mean I'm going to get a Subway sandwich. It would have helped, quite frankly, if he spoke English. That would be the first thing, and then second of all, it would be nice if he could wake up to himself and realise that ending via subquest with a group of 3 people in an Acantor hunt is pointless. Just do the quest. What are you doing? It's bizarre. I sort of regret calling him a waste of space, given that he did actually give notice of his intention to end via subquest, but I didn't fucking understand what he meant by that. I had no idea. It makes sense now, but it certainly didn't at the time. What are we hunting again? Diablos. Okay. Why? Oh. Never mind. I thought Mier was joining my area. I'm thinking, there's nothing going on over here. That was not the case. Sword and Shield on Diablos is weird, because you're mostly attacking the legs, which is not a very weak point of the monster. But this is fortunately not a really big Diablos, so it's not going to be too bad. I'll be able to get a few attacks on the neck and the chest, and possibly the face as well. I don't know who the fuck is hosting. It's Kuhaku. Kuhaku must be in Europe, because this is a terrible host. Absolutely terrible. Fucking garbage. This monster is glitching all over the place. Oh dear. I will be attacking the face, at the expense of my damage being dealt to the monster. I'm not going to be throwing a flash bomb. Looks like someone else has taken care of that. Nice work, Kuhaku. I almost went for Sword Dance, but would have been too late. Be nice to get a KO, wouldn't it? Would it not be nice? Aha! There is an opportunity for me to get my KO. I'll sharpen up quickly. Nicely done. It must be so close. I realised that those little attacks from a Sword and Shield wouldn't have a whole lot of KO build-up, but cumulatively that must have been a lot of KO. Come on. Can't believe this bastard isn't knocked out yet. I should have brought Knockout King. There you go, it's about fucking time. I also can't believe that the horn hasn't been broken at least once. That's a bloody shocker. I'll do that again. Oh, I tried to, but it didn't work out quite so well. Better raise my shield. I happen to have life powders in this game. How about that? How about that? Doomlink actually using a life powder to support someone on the team. What is going on? Very unusual. And almost unbecoming of me. See, I'm not so much a fan of this teleporting Diablos. I have nothing against Kuhaku as a hunter, but I do take exception to his distance from me geographically. Ugh. Whatever, Mr. Hipcheck. Go away. Fucking Apsaros. I truly hate Apsaros creatures. They are just complete garbage. Don't think I can make it to the head. Not really. Oh dear. I'll go carve the tail. Wherever that is, over here. Supposedly he has gone to the larger area. Yes, he has. I didn't see where he went, so... yeah, I just assumed that everyone was going the right way. I would have been a little shocked had the monster gone in the opposite direction. I don't have such low faith in the team. What I'm wondering is if we can actually break these fucking horns. I might drop a shock trap so that we can get a bit of damage out on the head. It's not going to be much, of course. A shock trap on a hyper monster is almost a waste of time, but I'd like to give it a shot. I didn't actually drop it on the legs because I would have been flinched out of it by my teammates. I already was prior to that point. As I've said before, and as I say all the time, a Diablos hunt without both horns broken is a waste of a Diablos hunt. I don't need the horns myself. And even if the guy who posted this quest with the desire to acquire Diablos materials doesn't need horns at this time, he will at some point need them. That was a well-timed life powder, but it still wasn't enough to save Kuhaku. So, good support, but you can only help people so much, can't you? That is for sure. I'm being way too aggressive. What I really should have done was used Sword Dance during that trap. That would have made a whole lot more sense. I'll try to activate Chaos Oil, perhaps now. That would be good. I'm almost expecting a run towards us. I'm somewhat used to Bloodbath Diablos in this game. You know, he dives out of the ground and then runs in the opposite direction that he's just flown out of the ground from. There you go. Don't really think there's a reason for me to continue aiming for the face. It's not like I'm going to contribute to any sort of exhaustion. And I don't believe KO build-up has a damage value on its own, so therefore I shouldn't be aiming for the face with a sword and shield, in spite of the fact that I'm dealing KO build-up. That would be stupid, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? Here we go. If we could kill him here, that would be lovely. Sword Dance, do it, do it. Might happen. I think that Diablos will die here, which would be great. Doesn't happen all that often. With hypers, anyway. I was able to attack largely uninterrupted there, which was a shock. Nicely done, guys. Good hunt. Everything's broken. And we didn't even need to chase it to its weak area. Good hunt. Always happy to see that. How much tea do I have left? Oh, I've got a bit. Not much, but another cup, I think. Oh, just a little bit more than 1 cup. Which is good. I think it's getting a bit cold now, though. Let's see. Lukewarm. Better than cold. I don't need really hot tea. Some people need tea to be scalding hot. What the fuck is wrong with those people, really? Get a grip. I can't believe it. I know because I worked in a restaurant, and literally you'd bring tea that was like 85 degrees in temperature. Like, that's an approximation. Like 85 degrees, and technically not boiling, but fucking hot. And they're like, this tea's cold. I'm thinking, what is wrong with you, you fucker? I know that sounds like an exaggeration, but it's not. Like, there are people in this world who need tea to be boiling. Like, actually boiling, otherwise they won't drink it. People are fucking weird. And also sad. Anyway. Boiling tea. Why? Anyway. Oh, sorry, 85 degrees Celsius. Celsius, hello, I'm not using outdated, anachronistic temperature measurements. I'm using, you know, Celsius. Some guy's gonna be like, 85 degrees Fahrenheit, that's not hot at all. Of course they're gonna say it's cold. Funny that, I wasn't using Fahrenheit. Anyway, it just flashed into my mind that some guy was going to misinterpret that. Some individual was not going to get it. Anyway, P4. Fahrenheit. Imperial measurements are just like they are beyond a joke. They're not just kind of outdated, they are a complete joke. I do find myself occasionally getting onto that rant, but fuck. Peppermint tea is nice. I don't have anything against that. I might bring a hunting horn. Yeah, these days I just drink white tea. I don't want to stain my cups. And white tea is best for that. It's also pretty good for you. What am I bringing? Water. Water. Twin shell castanet. You better believe I'll be using this thing. One of the classic hunting horns of the series. And probably the best hermitor weapon out there. Excuse me. Kohaku is looking like a beast woman. Not just like a beast woman, but Kohaku is a beast woman, quite frankly. Which in anime terms is fucking hot. In real life though, probably not, no. Probably rather unpleasant, actually. It's a very gaudy lance, isn't it? Have I fully prepared myself? I think so. Not much preparation needs to go into all this because my inventory by design is for general use. I suppose I could get around that sort of strategy, or rather the strategy that I've just mentioned would be made unnecessary through the item set system, but I've talked about that. I don't use item sets. I really don't. Unless I'm going from something drastically different to something else. So, for example, Blade Master to Gunner, where I need very different stuff. I will use item sets in that situation because it's almost a return to the Gunner pouch, which was something that I always appreciated. The fact that they got rid of the Gunner pouch still doesn't make any sense to me. It makes sense if you're going to have a Gunner pouch but not item sets, and vice versa. So, in other words, if you've got item sets, a Gunner pouch is probably unnecessary. But let's not forget that Portable Third didn't have item sets and didn't have a Gunner pouch. Fuck that game. But, no, I like Portable Third, but that was a fucking stupid idea. A third-gen Monster Hunter game, but with a very second-generation I guess, level of functionality, a level of convenience. Here we go. Just remembering my song here. Have to be rather careful. I'm not going to go in for the attack with this monster. I'd like to prioritize boosting the damage of the team at this stage. And then defense should be the standard, right? Defense is the standard. In other words, what I'm familiar with. Purple, blue, blue, purple. Oh my god. The environment pushed him into me. Bastard dragon. Might as well get some KO build up. Don't you dare. Bastard dragon. Euphony is such a waste of space in terms of Hunter Arts, because I never use it. It might be helpful for some people, but it's harder for me to keep track of what songs have been played if I use Euphony, so I don't bother with it. And I don't consider Hunting Horn songs to benefit the Hunting Horn user nearly as much as someone else, so yeah, I don't really want to use Euphony at all. For those who don't know what it does, it plays all Hunting Horn songs, but only for you. So it'll automatically give you all of the Hunting Horn buffs, but it's not going to apply to anyone else, so that's what I mean by it being confusing as to who's under what effects. It's easy to see what you don't have, and then you will automatically know that no one else has it either, so then you can just replay the song as needed, but yeah. Wouldn't mind getting a KO, but I'm not desperate for it. I'm happy to have Sonic Smash 3 though. I'm glad that I've got that. I didn't have it for so long. Fuck off. I do truly hate this monster. Hyper Silver Athlos and Hyper Gold Raytheon would have to be in my top 5 least favourite monsters in the series, without a doubt. I just hate them. They're terrible. The way they're designed, I suppose they're well designed. If the intention was to design a fucking annoying monster, this is a masterclass in designing a terribly annoying monster, but I don't enjoy the fight, for fairly obvious reasons, because it is designed to be really annoying. Okay, I think I'm going to have to replay attack here, which I shall do, I ended up getting a land compensation KO. So for those of you who are unclear about how land compensation works, you've just witnessed it. It's a bit risky to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. That's fine. I do have high grade earplugs for this very reason. Now the head does become a weak point in this game when the head is broken, or perhaps not a weak point, but at least will take damage, as opposed to almost taking no damage at all when the head is not broken. I will actually play defense up, that is very helpful for the team with a hunt such as this. Hopefully I can play this without being interrupted. No, it almost never is that way, because I'm quite sure that the hunting horn by design attracts the monster to you. I've said this before, but I've never actually confirmed that to be the truth. I always thought that that might have been one of those rumours, like those old wives' tales going around in the community, but I would honestly say that my experience tells me that that's exactly how hunting horn works. It actually attracts the monster to you, which makes sense. It would be a sensible way to balance the hunting horn. In other words, getting an encore is harder for that reason. By the time you've played the song once, you're likely the target of the monster's next attack, unless they're stuck doing something else. So doing an encore can be a little dangerous. You really have to evaluate whether you're safe to do it before doing it. Fucking hell, I missed that hit. Ugh. That flash bombing needs to maybe improve. I'm quite happy for flash bombs to be thrown, but I don't like to become blind for half a second for no reason, for no benefit to the team. I'll get out of the way. Don't need to be on the receiving end of that. Good flash bomb. That's what I want to see. Again, I don't really have to worry about not making contact. Courtesy of land compensation, dealing the damage anyway. And dealing the KO, incidentally. Good tail cut. This is a perfect hunt. If someone's looking for a mantle, this is the best situation. Head broken, tail cut, shiny on the ground. I don't know if they've changed it from Portable Third, but back in Portable Third you actually can't carve a ruby off the body of a Rathalos or Raytheon. It's not possible. It's only possible to carve it from a tail. Outside of that, it only appears in the rewards. Well, that was a bit of a joust, wasn't it? Very well. That was good. One of the rare occasions where I'm not just defaulting to a heavy bowgun to fight this monster, because, again, using heavy bowgun with evade extender is a good way to just shit on the monster. And pretty much evade all of the crap that he throws at you. The reason why Hunting Horn is appropriate here is because one of my concerns about running Blade Master against this monster is low DPS. This dick will not come out of the air, and he's constantly moving, all the time. So, DPS has always been that concern. I don't have to worry so much about DPS when I'm running Hunting Horn, because my damage is through everyone else. Now, if everyone else is running Blade Master, then maybe that's a concern, I don't know. Support time! Oh yeah. Jumping, Jesus, look at that. The relentlessness of this monster. This is what I mean by him being one of the most annoying in the series. There you go. Good hunt, guys. That was... We did have a death, but that was a fast one. Fairly well coordinated. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna need a trip to the little boy's room after this. Pot of tea equals nature's call. That much I can say for certain. Is that a person using a Seregios weapon in Generations Ultimate? Wow, someone who actually has taste. Uses Seregios Insect Glaive instead of Atalkar Insect Glaive. This person might actually be a good hunter. As far as which of the two is better, I don't know, but... You know, it's just nice to see something unique, I suppose. I'm sick of seeing Atalkar stuff. I've got the option to make this a sub-only chat. Could you imagine? Imagine if I did that. And there's a mantle. As I said, well, that was my 17th. Yeah. That is the way you want to do it. If you want a mantle, that's exactly how you do it. You get a Hyper Silver Rathalos, and you break all that. Yeah, for a Blade Master hunt, that was really nicely done. I will let them know that... Fuck me sideways, what was that? I don't even know what that was that I just put away. I hate it when that happens. Now we have to go through process of elimination. What am I missing? What am I missing? What was that? Fucking shit. What could it have been? Farcaster, that's what it was. Okay, P3. Then I'll fix my inventory. Don't do that. I'll fix my inventory and then I will take a trip to, as I say, the little boy's room. I'll be back in a moment. I'm back. Have I ever encountered a guy named Rene, R-I-N-E-E, in Portable Third Chat? I don't think so. Oh, fuck off. Are you kidding? This is what you've posted? After that? I've just done a Silver Rathalos Hyper, and now you want me to do that plus Gold Raytheon Hyper? What I would impress upon everyone watching right now is the fact that I've hunted these monsters more than I care to even guess at. And I'm fucking sick of it. I hate them! Imagine having two of your least favourite monsters in the series be the monsters that you've fucking hunted the most in this game. Couldn't you imagine? It's terrible. I'm sick of it. Everyone wants to fucking do this quest. Well, not this exact quest, but everyone wants to hunt these monsters, and I'm sick of it. It's fucking shit. It is complete shit. Anyway. Alright. Heavy Pierce time. I can't very well tell the guy to go eat a dick, but I'd like to. In my heart of hearts, I'd love to. Fuck. This is a terrible quest. I hate it. Even with a good team, it's a 15-minute affair, and I'm not in the mood. I'm really not. I suppose it's not always a 15-minute affair, but it very well can be. Should I bring combination materials? I guess. For PS1, right? Even I've forgotten. What is it in this game? Wyvern Fang. Or Wyvern Claw, one of the two. I'm sure I'll find out pretty quickly which one it is. It is Fang. I don't know what Claw's for. The reason why I say, fucking eat my knob. Alright, have I eaten? Yes, I ate for Exchanger, which is entirely unhelpful. Yeah, this is Descendants of the King, but, you know, out in the field. So more like Wyverns of the Land and Sky from 1st Gen. Except this is Hyper. So both of them are dealing a shitload of damage, they have a shitload of health, and yeah, it sucks. I might open with Thunder level 2, although I may save that for Gold Wraithian. It depends on who we're fighting first. I think we usually fight Silver first, don't we? Because he starts here. Okay. I'll paintball your ass. Imagine doing this immediately, like back to back. Yeah, thank you. Imagine doing this back to back with a Silver Rathalos hunt. This guy must think that I've got nothing better to do with my life than to experience misery. He must think, like, yeah, look, I really feel like playing Generations Ultimate today so that I can not have a good time. It's great, yeah, that's why I'm here. Oh, please, no, we're not doing very good. For a second I thought Mario was going to try and organise a split team, and we're not fucking doing that. Now, it wouldn't be a terrible thing to do, because you keep the other one occupied, don't you? Do I have dung bombs on me? It's very helpful to have dung bombs for this quest, for fairly obvious reasons. Nibba was held for review tech. I've specifically made an allowance for Nibba to be sent in the chat, so there you go. That's pretty funny that Twitch would hold that for review, come on. N-I-B-B-A. You almost couldn't be further from saying the word, and yet it's still offensive. Hold it for review, I'm offended. Hey, guess what? I think my audience can handle it. Do I have dung bombs? Someone else does, at least. Thank fuck for that. Morrow has already died. The quest has only just begun, and we've already got a feint. You better fucking believe that if we fail this, we're not doing it again. You better fucking believe. And anyone who has the temerity to repost it shall be kicked on sight. That I can promise. With force. Good flash. It is of course dangerous to do gunpowder infusion in almost every situation where one finds themselves in the same area as a hyper wrath, but whatever. Even reloading PS3 is a dangerous business. Because it's a bit of a slow reload. Look who's back already. This quest is literally for sad people. It is for sad people. No, you see, that's not fair. fuck? Oh, you're both roaring, are you? Okay. Could you shut up? That'd be real nice. I do normally have dung bombs, I think. Well, at least in some games. See, I don't know what my fucking inventory is in some of these games, but... memories of 4 Ultimate Inventory bleeds into memories of this game's inventory. Yeah. I just don't know anymore. I should have checked, yes. That was definitely a dereliction of responsibility. Every person is responsible for bringing dung, D-U-N-G, Doomlink if you could enunciate, bombs to a quest of this nature, but... yeah. Fuck. I realise it looks as if I'm shooting well out of critical distance, but I do have shot boosting. Oh my god, that follow-up is disgusting. I do have supernova, but you managed to miss me because you're far from a droid in what you do. Oh! Well, it's not going to last very long. We'll chase after him, but I'll tell you what. Oh, he's gone there. That's fine. Thanks for the food, says Kuhaku. Obviously a translation of itadakimasu. But a powder is not really substantial sustenance, is it? No. As you can see, evade extender is quite necessary. Quite necessary. If I didn't have it, I'd be fucked. I'd be getting hit endlessly. I may as well go home. Really. Generally, the philosophy behind using evade extender is you spend less time evading and more time shooting, but in the case of a Hyper Wrath, you're spending most of your time evading, even with evade extender, which should really quite clearly indicate just how aggressive these monsters are, and just how much range and reach they have. It's almost unparalleled. Oh, fucking hell. What is going on there? It was like a double flash bomb. Lost the initial opportunity, and then... yeah, whatever. I don't know how we're doing with this Silver Rathlos. I've dumped as much fucking damage into this thing in as short a space of time as I can possibly manage. Ugh. Again, evade extender is saving my fucking ass right now. It is that way by design, but jeez. Of course I've not been able to use supernova. There's no way in hell. Can you go away, you stupid gold cunt? Look at her, she won't fucking leave anyone alone. She's just hungry for attention. Yeah, I've been dumping as much fucking damage into these things as I can manage. I do have the highest DPS of the team. Why we've got a full Blade Master team against this quest, I really don't know, but... if you guys can still keep up DPS in spite of that, then power to you, but shit. I don't want to run out of ammunition, do I? That would be unhelpful. Oh shit. I'm glad I can take a hit. Speaking of taking a hit, oh no, I can't get the life powder out in time. Someone else did though. Thankfully, saved Kuhaku's fucking ass. It's life powder time. I can't negotiate this. This is completely... this is beyond chaotic. I can't fucking see what's going on. I avoided that because I know your game, Gold Wraithian, I really do. Oh, look who's moved on. You've lost interest now, have you, Silver Rathlos? Silver dick. Where are you headed? Over there. Apparently. Who is putting down a trap now? On that monster. Why? What are you... no. Sorry, no. I will solo this fucking thing. I will solo it. We are not going to prolong a scenario in which we are fighting two monsters at the same time by switching targets like 7 minutes into the fucking hunt. Get over here. For fuck's sake. Can't believe what I'm witnessing. What a joke. Silver Rathlos is just as pursuant as Gold Raytheon. Are you fucking me? Okay, fine, I'll solve it. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Alright, I'll be the distraction and you can fucking start on a monster that's basically at full health. Enjoy. Can't believe what I'm witnessing. Look at this! Look, what a dysfunctional team! Look at what's going on! Is he actually going to leave even though I'm here? I think he wants to... He's going to go... Even though I'm fighting him, I can't even act as a distraction right now. I can't even act as a distraction. Ladies and gentlemen, case in point, what the fuck is this team doing? You guys need a smack up the back of the head. This is just... I don't even have a shout that would be appropriate for this situation. In the first instance, the fact that we're doing this quest at all is a downright insult. Second of all, these guys can't even maintain a consistent target, apparently, which is literally step one. That is step one of doing a double quest. Step one is maintain a consistent target to reduce the length of time that is spent fighting two monsters at the same time. Who would have fucking thought? I don't know, it sounds like a pretty esoteric strategy to me. I never would have thought. Never would have thought that would have been helpful. Can't believe it. I'm sickened by this team dynamic, or lack thereof. The team is united in a lack of strategy. That's what's going on. I don't even know where the monsters are. Together, who would have thought? Really? The monsters are together? So the monsters are always going to be together no matter what, which, you know, anyone could have told you. But we're going to change targets and have this take longer than it needs to. Okay. Okay. Let's just go for the fucking cat. Oh, it's going to be harder now, isn't it? Kuhaku's going for the trap, which won't be helpful if he dies in the process, but if it, has he gotten it out? He went for the pitfall. You poor bastard. Are we going? What? Are we going to stand behind this pitfall and try to get him in? Are we going to do that? You lucky bastard! If he gets in, get out of the way. Thanks to Purple SP, I'm throwing him pretty quickly. Are we really doing this right now? Gold rating's going to end up in. Really? There are no words. There are no words. Alright, Silver Rathlos is dead. Thanks in no small part to the person who can actually consistently fight the same monster. And I will try to aim a supernova onto this monster now that we are fighting one single monster, without the distraction of another one. There you go. Oh yeah, I do have Thunder level 2. I would... Oh, my camera is shitting itself. I can't even see what... Okay. I accidentally tapped L1 instead of holding it. But yeah, I do think that Thunder level 2 will end up dealing more damage to this particular monster than, for instance, Pierce level 1, even with Pierce up. That's just my guess. Because Thunder level 2 is very damaging. Level 2 element is very damaging against a monster that's weak to it. Needless to say. As far as how helpful Gunpowder Infusion is with Thunder level 2, I don't really know. I don't think it's hugely helpful. It depends on if it's designed to increase the raw you already have, or if it just tacks on raw to your shot. I don't know. I actually don't know. Should have timed this sooner, actually. I believe the head remains a good elemental weak point, despite its physical resistance. Yeah. It's a great morning today. Well, if we don't fail the fucking quest, it'll be a good morning, that's for sure. I'm not saying failure is imminent, but the possibility always exists, you can't deny that. And complacency kills too, so... I see, so if you are at full health... Wait, no. Why did that life powder only help me out? What happened to that? I don't know what's going on, but what I can say is that I pray for the team's success, despite how incapable the team is of performing in a strategic manner. In a quest that is most... how do I say? In the quest that needs it most. That ended up being 15 minutes, it didn't have to be that way. I think we could have actually sub 15, but that's fine. I think we only ended up with one death in the end, from Kuhaku I think it was, or perhaps Morrow. I don't remember who it was. It's still registered as 0, courtesy of whatever it is. Insurance, that's what it's called. A very useful skill that actually some people don't even make use of. I think most people do these days. There is definitely a number of people that I see not actually specifically eating for it. It is one of those skills that is set. You can always get insurance. It appears in the elemental resistances all the time. As in, there is no scenario in which it doesn't appear in elemental resistances, and yet, quite often, particularly going back to when I was eating for Exchanger very aggressively, trying to get to Untranked 999, I'd be doing these, EX monster quests, and I was sort of very, in a rather self-centered way, eating for Exchanger, and then I would see, time and time again, no one on the team eating for insurance. It was really weird. Yeah, life powders are always helpful. There were a lot of life powders going off at one point there. That was nuts. It's now rather bright, because my lighting scenario was set up for lower lighting conditions than this. P4. How long have I been recording? This will be my last time. Oh, I also forgot dung bombs, but as you can see, it doesn't really help. It helps in a small way. Sorry for all the noise that is caused by moving the boom stand. Moro has posted another rather annoying quest, but I can live with this. Compared to what we just had to do, I'm really quite happy to do this. Oh, using greatsword, that's a silly idea. How about Insect Glaive? That sounds like fun. A little different from what I'm used to doing. What I've sought to do in this recording, and this wasn't something that I had planned to do, was just use, or is use, I don't know if I want to use present or past tense really, but I have sought, oh that's right, I started with past tense, I've sought to use weapons that I don't normally use against the monsters that I'm fighting. So Insect Glaive on a Lavazioth, what's going on? That's very unusual. Well, we'll see how things go. I'm sure things will work out just fine. I'm doing very well, Emo David. You, on the other hand, might not be doing so well given your name. But I pray that your emo tendencies are on the better side of things at the moment, as we speak. Okay. Oh yeah, Tech, what was... oh, I see. Did you end up muting Rena? Uncontrollable urge for off-topic. Uncontrollable urge. I'll keep that in mind. That would be an adequate description for Jabberwocky, honestly. Hey, Ethan. And that is good to hear, Emo David 98, that you are doing well as of this moment. I'm happy to hear that. Was that in the Portable Third chat or the Freedom Unite chat? I'm guessing Portable Third because you've been spending more time in that chat recently. P3rd. Oh yes, you did ask actually, if I'd seen that person in P3rd. Well, the answer is no, but I will be on the lookout as of now. I have not hitherto witnessed any misbehaviour from this person. But we'll see how things play out. Learning switch ad. Why you have chosen to do that? Well, I sort of understand why you've chosen to do this. It's a weapon type that does not exist in the generation of Monster Hunter that you are familiar with. So I'm sure that there is a curiosity that must be satisfied in regards to that, and I realise that saying this is not going to satisfy any curiosity, but let me tell you that Switch Axe is a fucking terrible weapon type and it's a waste of time to learn how to use them. There will be people who disagree with that statement, but I'm not a Switch Axe fan. What did I call that combo that Lavazioth does? It was funny, it was a flop check? Did I call it a flop check? I think that's what I called it. If I didn't call it that, then flop check would also be an appropriate term to use. I have no recollection of what I called it, but going based on what he's doing, there is no better way to describe it than flop check, because he flops and then he hip checks you, so it's a flop check. Extract Hunter is charged, which is the primary objective of acquiring 3 colours at the start of the hunt. Getting Extract Hunter so that I don't have to manually get my colours again. Yes, this is a very aggressive Lavazioth compared to what you're used to. If you watch his combos, he's fucking nuts. Hey, we got to sleep. Let's see if everyone noticed. Everyone noticed. But yeah, watch the combos of this guy, and you'll find that he's a real fucking ass. Get out of my way! Oh god. I suppose I could have moved, but yeah. Ugh. There's only so much I can do when he does that. See, check this combo out. Oh no, he didn't do the hip check. He does a hip check out of that attack, and it's crazy. It's one of the most dynamic combos I've seen of a monster in the series, actually. That's why I call it the flop check. Because it's not just a hip check. There's a bit of preamble, possibly designed to disorient you. Now. There's the flop check. Just the way that he can reposition himself. He's able to reposition himself very successfully in doing that. Fuck. Among the hyper monsters in this game, though, Lavazioth is one of the more annoying ones. I'd say he'd be among the top 5 most annoying. I'd say the top 5 most annoying would be, obviously, Goldrathian, Silver Rathalos, Lavazioth, Seregios, that's 4, right? So what would be the 5th? I'd say Shogun Senator, actually. Because the whole idea of Shogun Senator is that he deals little hits very consistently. But when he's hyper, they're not little hits. They're not... It's heavy damage constantly. It's like a constant assault. So... yeah, very annoying, and he has incredible range. Yeah, I'd say Senator would be in the top 5 for sure. And I do say Seregios because he doesn't stop fucking moving. He just keeps going. He's a bit like the Wraths in that way. Constantly in the air and constantly out of range if you're a Blade Master. He's just a dick. And then he's dealing heavy damage on top of that. Awful. Is this game worth getting? Yes. What I'm going to have to ask is, what... Okay, first, why don't you have the game? And second of all, what are you playing currently? Because the answer is always yes, but the strength and force of my yes will vary depending on what you're currently playing. So, if you could let me know, then I'll give you an appropriate yes. Right! Yeah. Yeah, stop playing that. This isn't worth getting. This is the only one worth playing. Okay. So yeah. The strength and force of my yes is not... It actually goes beyond yes. It enters new territory. It's sort of like, why would you not be playing this? But yeah. Oh dear. I'd better line up with that trap, actually. Yeah, you can take it easy. This Apsaros, I am tempted to attack it. But I'd like to focus on the main monster, if you can forgive me. A bit off target, I won't continue my combo there. I never actually went for a mount at any point. And he's dead. Good night. Nice work, says Kuhaku, yeah. Pretty nice work. And that's probably my 117th, I think, large wyvern gem. We'll find out. We'll see if I'm right with that. I think it's 118. Something like that. Oh, it should go well, Blue Barn. It should go well. I'm going to carve a Vespoid, if you wouldn't mind. Not liking Rise would be an understatement. Of all the weird things Capcom have done, Rise is not just a... Rise isn't just a mistake, it's an insult. To everyone. Doesn't matter who you are. Oh, here we go. So I've got... Oh, that's my 120th. So I had 118 before I picked one up, basically. Good to know. I was more or less right about the number. More or less. But yeah. The Rise conversation is a long one, and... what I can say is that the moral of the story is that you're welcome to enjoy it. If you're in a position where you're so unfamiliar with what makes a Monster Hunter game good that you're capable of enjoying Rise, then that's probably better for you, because that's one game that you can enjoy that I can't. But yeah, as far as whether or not this is worth getting by comparison, yeah, it sure is. Anyway, yeah, he's waving goodbye, and Kuhaku's also... There's a lot of waving going on. I guess I'd better join in with the waving. Wave. There you go, lots of waving going on. Thanks for hunting, guys. I bid you all farewell. I'll see you when I'm next recording Monster Hunter. I don't think I'll do Generations Ultimate again for a little while. Expect Freedom 1, Portable 3rd, and I guess 3 Ultimate as well, yeah. I'll see you all next time, and I bid you all farewell for now.